Alright, I think I'm going to finish this point, or finish this out into a point. I was looking up some points from Florida and Georgia, and I found one that's called a Norden. Norden point. It's an early archaic, pretty old style, so let's see if I can do it. This is raw Jasper from another video. I didn't finish it out because of that. I found a point that has recurvate edges, so I can just dish this out and it'll look right. It'll look okay for the Norden point style. So it'll be mostly, if not all, just sitting here picking at it with indirect percussion the whole time. It does not have a needle tip, and the cross section is supposedly elliptical, which means it's a little bit thick. It does not need to be thinned down very much, supposedly. Now many points have a thin variant because some of the knappers back in the day thinned them down more than other knappers. I was thinking of doing a thin variant, but it's easier just to leave it thick. Leave it kind of thick. So that's what I'm going to do. After I take out a lot of these defects and work around the obvious defects in the stone. It's a really nice material. I like it a lot. It looks more yellow on video than it does in person. It's more of a golden yellow in person. Yeah. Still very nice color. All right. There's a little step fracture right there. I can zoom in a little bit. There's a little step fracture right there. There we go. Okay. So lately I have not really been in the mood for talking too much. I've been working on and off all day in my shop doing mostly looking at my collections of stones I've been heat treating. And thinking to myself, what am I going to do with all this heat treat? Got to start using it on video. That's what I'm going to do. So what do? I nap a raw piece. Yeah. Mainly because I wanted to finish it out. I don't want to leave it hanging from another video. So nice. This Jasper is really nice to work with. As long as it doesn't have defects, it's really nice in the raw state. Yep. Yeah, the flakes go where you want. It's always nice. Yeah, I could do some pattern flaking. Yeah. When am I gonna do it? When am I gonna do the pattern flaking? Soon. I will do it soon. I always say that. I will do the pattern flaking with indirect percussion. Oh yes, I'm not going to do it with pressure. I've already been through that little episode. I was practicing every day with pressure for about 3 months. I don't know if you remember. And I suffered from it. I suffered from that 3 months because I overdid it. Too much pressure flaking. Besides, I don't like it. I don't like the pressure flaking all that much. Some guys love it. Oops. Yeah. The trick is just to have a regularized biface before you start the pattern flaking. That's half the battle, getting a regularized workpiece, making it regularized. What is regularized? It's when you make the preform as perfect as possible. Yep. Perfect as possible. Now these Norden points were not beveled, which is cool because I usually don't do beveling. Some guys love the beveling. I kind of like it too, but it involves a lot of pressure flaking in most cases. Although I can probably do it with indirect percussion if I'm really, really careful. Oh yeah, by the way, these will be available in the auction. I spent some time today whittling this down a little bit more so it's more regular. I was going to keep it to work with it and do some stuff, but you know how that goes. I never get around to it, so I just made it a little more regular, ground down a lot of the edges and stuff. It's still like 5 inches, right, or something? Yeah. 4 7/8 now. It was about 5. I took a lot off the back here to make it thicker. And then I did do a little bit of work on this off camera too, especially along the edge of the blade. Make it more regular. I'm going to offer this one too, just like it is right now. I battered a little bit of the edge to make it flatter here. If you batter the edge, it takes some off, right? So I just kind of hit it with a braider. Just kept doing that over and over and over again. Eventually it knocks down that edge, that higher edge on this side. So it's kind of flat. The only thing I don't have is a grinding wheel to flatten that out. But I think it'll still work. You can jam it into a handle. Alright. And if you don't know, these are patterned after Danish axes. And this looks like a chisel, but they had really small axes also. And these were hafted into, handles with a hole in it. But the pressure is on the top and bottom. When you jam it into the hole, it doesn't grip the sides. you jam it against the top and bottom of that socket. Same with this one. That's why it has that taper. So it'll jam against that top and bottom of the socket. Okay. So this won't take too long. I can't spend too much time on this tonight. I gotta go to sleep early. I have to get up early now. Oh yes. The joys of being Mr. Taxi. I gotta be careful that I don't take too much off of the base on the sides. I probably already have. I'm going by memory. I think it looks all right. This is the preform. This is the preform stage. Yep, yep. Because it's heading in the direction of the final point. It's heading in the correct direction. There's a natural defect right there. You might wonder why I'm napping down in this corner of the frame. I'm doing that so that my hand doesn't get in the way and then this gets blurry. My hand is right there in front of the lens of the camera. It makes it blurry. I was reviewing some of my videos, and that's what happens. So if I nap down in this corner here, it stays in focus better without me having to pay attention every 5 seconds. Some of these were serrated, but I don't think I'm going to put serrations in. Yeah, they're not heavily barbed, so I don't need to have a really long barb on this. I don't have to have long barbs, plural. Do have to get rid of the cortex. Yes. Sweet. I don't have to get rid of all of it. I just need to get rid of enough so that it'll look right. Yes, I don't know. Oh well, I messed that up a little bit. It's supposed to be a nice little flake. It's stiff fractured. I can get it through the notch here probably. Yep. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just kind of indirect percussion that notch. That way I can drive a flake into the body of the point and hopefully take care of that little mishap. So, any interesting topics? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any interesting topics today. As I can think of something while I'm napping. Actually, I have to focus on this so I don't break it. This is feeling pretty delicate. And a little bit steppy. Not too bad. Just a little bit. Oops. That's not good. It's not good when it doesn't release the flake right away, because then there's something. It means there's something's up. Well, whatever it was, it wasn't too bad. Okay, let's see what I can do here. Did it do it? It didn't do it that well. It got kind of crunchy in there. Yeah, I got my finger on that one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hitting it kind of hard. I'm going to have to hit it a little bit harder to get some of those flakes to travel. Best to keep the glove on. Yeah, like that. Try to clean that up a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to clean this up here. I doubt it. Unless I get lucky with a flake that goes all the way across, which I don't like to try the lucky stuff. I don't try. I try not to try for the luck. How's that? I am gonna try for a flake across here. But that's not. There's not too much luck involved there. It's pretty straightforward. It did travel, but not far enough. That's all right. Got some weird stuff going on. But that's the nature of the stone. When it's high quality raw stuff, sometimes it's very delicate. It doesn't really cooperate. It might have a crack in it right there. Natural crack. Hopefully that was natural and I didn't do it. I don't want to take the blame for that one. Nope. Might have to though. Gotta look in the video, reviewing the video, see if it was me that did that when I review this. Let's see, let's try to clear this out from the base without breaking the whole thing. All right. Did it do it? It didn't do it. Almost is a lot of times good enough. A lot of times almost is good enough. So I can get it from some other angle. Maybe I can shoot a flake from the base into that area. I don't know. That's kind of... That one is kind of dicey. But we'll try it anyway. Let's see if it did it. Yeah, it could have done it. It could have gone a little bit further. Now let's see if I can run that ridge right there and take that out. Let's see. Now, is there a way to know if they did these little tricks and damage controls back in the day? I wish there was a way to tell if they actually did this type of damage control. Or they just winged it every single time. They just get in there and knock it out. I don't know. I can't tell by the artifacts if they just got in there and knocked it out or if they actually took time to damage control everything. Yeah. Yeah, this is just, I'm just easy going with this right now. This is just one of those styles that is actually pretty relaxing. There's no stress involved in this style. Relatively speaking. I was going to do a bowline with the fancy notches, but I said, nah, it's okay. That's okay. I don't think I've ever done a Norden point, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just preparing to do the notches. These notches are going to go in pretty deep. I'm just preparing everything. Just getting ready. Send in some thinning flakes because I like thinning flakes. It's early archaic after all, so Let's put in some thinning flakes in the base. They might be flutish, but as long as they thin it out really well. Now this point is not that thin. That's what they say. But I got this kind of thin. All right. Dress these up now while I still can without risking snapping these ears off. Because once I get those notches deep, the ears are going to be easily mess upable. Yep. Easy to mess up once the notches get deep. Alright. There we go. The last step is just to deepen those notches. Okay. And sharpen the blade up. Do a little more blade edge work. Now these, on the real ones, this base might be really thick. So I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing that they thinned it down. In the description, I didn't see any reference to any grinding on the base. So I'm not going to grind it. Alright, let's see what we can get. Yeah, I'll wipe out some of that cortex, which is good. Step fracture not good, but I got rid of some of that cortex. It's time for picking. Yeah, it's time for picking the cortex. I mean, picking the step fracture. Let's see. There we go. It looks a little bit worse now. Cool. Yeah, is there a way to clean that off without getting it too thin? I like the thickness the way it is now. I suppose I can run a cleaning flake in through there. Yeah. You never heard of a cleaning flake? Yeah, cleans it right up. Supposedly. I shall see. Alright. See if it did it. Ooh, it went a little bit far. Oh, we got lucky. I got lucky right there. See that? It could have taken off a lot more. It went and then banged into something and tried to take more off, but it looks like that cleaning flake was okay. Yep. I'm gonna do another cleaning flake from the notch. See if we can catch that step fracture, or at least part of it. Yeah, this Jasper really shows the flake scars well. I like it. Alright, let's see what we can do. The cleaning flake is one of those damage control flakes. So it's a subcategory. Yeah. Cleans up little messes. Did we do it? Ooh, it tried to do it. It tried to branch out into that area a little bit. Yeah. It doesn't need to be perfect though. I like it when it's not perfect. I like it a little bit rough. Yeah, rustic. Aren't these supposed to be a little rustic? Stone points are not supposed to be perfect, right? They're made of stone. And they're old. Oldie and stony. Whatever that means. Some weirdness on the edge there. Did I mess up my symmetry? No, it's okay. Yeah, I might spend an hour trying to make it look like I made it in 15 minutes. Yeah, we shall see. So I'll just crunch these deeper. All right, here we go. And you can see a little better now too. That last one with the obsidian, or when I was doing the obsidian point with these deep corner notches, it was hard to see anything. But it's just pretty straightforward. I just crunch them in. Yep. Crunch and munch. Yeah, let's do nice little pop outs. They made these ears delicate on this point. Yeah. Or maybe I'm just misreading it. They may have been thick and not delicate. We'll see. Someone will make a comment and make corrections, which I hope they do. That way we can all learn. Because I'm not an expert on these. And I'm not an expert on most of the Texas stuff that I work on. I just read a book, look at the specs, and try to copy, like a copycat. Yeah, I'm just a copycat. So I'm thinning the barb as I go up. It's not symmetrical, but I think they're not symmetrical in real life either. The real ones are not symmetrical. Ooh, I like those pop outs. This Jasper is excellent for those pop outs. It's also, it crushes easily if you're not careful. I'm trying to get that thick spot out of there. There it goes. Almost done. Easy peasy, right? Yeah, almost done. Good thing. I gotta go back in. I think I actually have something on the stove. This late at night, I still got something on there. I was hoping for a nice big old pop out, but they didn't. It wasn't big old. See, if I had big old pop outs on every bottom of the notch, every notch bottom, it'd be cool. So it looks like I made it in 15 minutes. When you get a lot of bold flaking, it looks like it's made quickly. Alright, let's see if I can sharpen up this edge. Maybe do a little bit of damage control. There's a crack on this side. Nah, that's going to stay in there. Alright. I can do a little damage control on this little steppy area. Make the tip sharper. Come on. I just need one good flake in that steppy area to clean it up with another little cleaning flake. All right, here we go. No, I need to grind it. If I don't grind it, it'll crush it. All right, and I won't be able to do the cleaning flake. Grind the tip a little bit so I can sharpen it. Doesn't make sense, but that's what you need to do. Dull it to sharpen. Did it do it? It kind of did it. Yeah, I think it kind of did it. All right, let's sharpen the tip now. Take off those dull areas. Is it working? It's looking a little bit crusty and crude. Yeah. If I get too particular, I won't be able to get a good, nice, clean flake. Can't spend too much time being too careful. Gotta pop those flakes out and go. Not like that. I made it worse. All right. See, these tips they start kind of wide and then they narrow up here. I can't be narrowing it down too much there, so that's a problem. To try to get that little step fracture out. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, that's a bummer. It crunched on me. I didn't abrade it enough or something. Maybe there's some stone embedded in my flaker. Totally preventable. Alright, here we go. One more. Just one more. Yeah. Okay. Get that one done. And the next one. Not too much more to go. I'm going to leave the tip a little bit thick. I just gotta make sure there's no abrasion, no dull spots. Okay. Even if there are dull spots, it's alright, but I try to sharpen it as best I can. The real ones are not always sharp. I mentioned that before. And there's a square edge right there. I gotta take that out. Right there. I don't think the real ones had those, although I could be mistaken. I don't remember seeing very many of those on the edges. For some reason, they didn't like those. Is it too late to try to get that step fracture out? Right here? It's not too late. I could try a little trick. It's not really a trick, it's just try one more little pop out right there. If it doesn't go, it doesn't go. So no problem. Yeah, that's okay. A little bit of step don't never hurt anybody. There it is. I think it's all sharp. Let's see. I feel some dull spots on here. This didn't feel sharp. Now it feels a little bit better. I'm far away from the microphone. Maybe I should get closer, right? Yeah, I should get closer and talk louder because maybe I wasn't even talking loud enough. Shall we make the center of the base a little deeper? I remember seeing them kind of deep, but yeah. There's a crack right there. There's cracks all over the place. But there's one right there. I was thinking I can clean some of that up. But since there's a crack right there, it might look worse if I try to fix it. Or try to minimize it. Let's see. I'll try it anyway. No, wrong abrader. This one, the fine one. Yeah. All right. I thought it was going to be a bigger flake. Yeah, I won't mess with it. Just get rid of the dull spot now. Yeah, that's good enough. So it's an early archaic point. 10,000 years old, right? It's like 10,000 years old, this style. I think that the neck is wide enough for that little dart point. Oh yeah. And there it is. Of course, it probably was a lot thicker. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I didn't want to mess with this area at all. I don't know what's underneath that. It could be nothing. You know, I could have tried to run another flake across. Right here, there's a perfect spot. If I dull this area right there, I could run a thinning flake pretty far on this material especially. But it would kind of mess up the side symmetry. That is a little bulgy right there, but if I take that out, it'll get much more dished out right there, and then it will look funny. Yeah. Alrighty. That's it.